Black History Month icon. First is Claire C. Fry, and then the next is Rosa Parks. Claire Fry was born in 1892 and passed in 1936. Claire Fry was an African-American nurse in Tampa, Florida, who established the Claire Fry Hospital, where she worked for 20 years in the early 1900s. Claire Fry Hospital admitted patients of all ethnicities. Fry moved to Tampa in 1901 and in 1908 opened a hospital for Black patients in her home. Her dining room was a table for operating. A building was secured in 1923 and was purchased by the city of Tampa in 1928. At the time, the hospital was Tampa General Hospital. This changed in 1950s. Claire Fry Memorial Hospital that existed in West Tampa from 1938 to 1967 was named after her. The original Tampa General Hospital was the building renamed after Fry in 1991. Fry also immortalized, along with other prominent Tampa General Hospital figures, on the Tampa River Walk with a bronze bust. And then next is Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was a civil rights activist. The inspirational Miss Rosa Louise Parks was born February 4th, 1913, and passed away on October 24, 2005, in Detroit, Michigan. But before her death, she did inspirational things that we still remember today. On December the 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was on the Montgomery bus when driver James F. Blake gave an order for her to give her seat away to a white because the white side only was full. Miss Parks refused to give up her seat. In this act, she inspired many people. What she did created a spark and was a major movement at that time. Rosa Parks was given names such as the first lady of the civil rights and the mother of the freedom movement. Miss Parks got so much recognition and awards from the NAACP, sorry. She was also a secretary of the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP. She also wrote her own autobiography. Sadly, Miss Rosa Louise Parks suffered in her later years from dementia. She might be gone, but surely never forgotten, and she will always be a significant part of Black history. And now here's a poem that I wrote for Rosa Parks. For freedom she lost, right down that bus, refusing to give up her seat. To fight for her life, herself and her rights, the mother of freedom did not move her feet. Though she knew the law, she didn't give in at all. What a fighter was Miss Rosa Parks. They called it defiance, but here's some enlightenment. That movement created a spark. That civil act was a step closer for Blacks and all the inspired lives. A role was played and a sacrifice was made on that historic day of December 1st, 1955. A phenomenal woman and a peaceful she lay, an unforgotten legacy still remembered to this day. Have an inspirational Black history.
Good morning. The Black history icon that will be celebrated today will be Kathy Williams. Kathy Williams was born in September 1844. Born in Independence, Missouri, she was a slave. She worked as a house servant on the Johnson Plantation located on the outskirts of Missouri. At age 17, Williams was impressed into serving the 8th Indiana Volunteer Infantry Regiment. As years passed by, she traveled with the 8th Indiana, joining their marches in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Georgia. Despite the ban of women serving in the military, she enlisted in the United States Regular Army on November 15, 1866. But as a man. So they wouldn't know she was a woman, she went as William Kathy. Only 2 people known about her secret, a cousin and a close friend who were also fellow soldiers in her regiment. Shortly after her Shortly after her enlistment, Williams came down with smallpox. Soon after, she was hospitalized, but then rejoined back to her unit, which was stationed in New Mexico. Due to her recent diagnosis of smallpox, the New Mexico heat, and effective marching, her body began showing signs of pox again. She was hospitalized again. The post surgeon finally discovered she was a woman and told the commander. Days later, she was discharged from the Army. A few years later, Kathy Williams died in 1892 at the age of 48. To this day, Kathy Williams will be known as the first female Buffalo soldier. Women today of all nationalities owe Kathy Williams a debt of gratitude by opening doors that women could serve in the U.S. Armed Services. She was never given the credit that was due. She did what most people, even today, would be afraid to do. That's why we are honoring her today. Thank you.